開始咁我挺好。期間係大家都是像那个清朝那个大官一直下来。
So good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, we thank you all of you to come to our Food Safety Forum today. And on behalf of the Oriental Food Association, we express our appreciation to all of you, especially to the United Commercial Bank for their sponsorship to this Food Safety Forum. Oriental Food Association is representing about 50-something members, so that most of them are importers and also the wholesaler of the Oriental food. So we have been in this Bay Area serving the industry for almost 20 years. And we are glad that we have been building up ourselves as a bridge to from the industry and then to the government agency. We have our regular communication with the FDA, with the USDA and Customs. So today we are glad that we can invite FDA representative and USDA representative to come here to this Food Safety Forum. 今天咧，我哋好開心啊！多謝大家嚟到我哋呢一個食品安全嘅會議啊！咁我僅代表東方食品商會，多謝大家，多謝媒體嘅朋友嚟到參加，亦都係特別多謝呢個聯合銀行嚟到贊助我哋今次嘅活動啊！咁我哋東方食品商會其實喺灣區咧已經差唔多有20年嘅歷史啊！喺過往呢20年裏邊咧，我哋都好幸運可以代表呢一個東方食品嘅行業嚟到同呢一個FDA 同埋一啲 USD 或者係海關各個政府部門嚟到溝通有關呢啲食品行業嘅問題啊！咁今日咧，我哋都趁住呢個機會咧嚟到可以開始呢個食品嘅會議，咁嚟到去加強我哋同呢一個 FDA 同埋 USD 嘅溝通嘅。So today we are glad to have the representative from the FDA, so Ms. Barbara Cassens, the FDA District Director. And we have the representative from the USDA, Mr. John Nelson, Supervisor of SITC Officer. So today we would like to invite Mr. John Nelson to talk about the regulation and price management of the USDA. Yes.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Oriental Food Association for inviting us to come to this meeting. We've tried to develop a relationship working with industry so that industry is aware of the regulations that and the requirements they must meet before they try to import products in the United States. I represent the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Animal Plant Health Inspection Service, Plant Protection and Quarantine. In our program, we are primarily focused on the health of animals and plants here in the United States. And what our goal is to exclude invasive plant and animal pests that would impact our agriculture here. Specifically in my program, what we do in part is actually go out to markets. We go out to retail markets, chain grocery stores, mom and pop stores, and we look at the products that are in the stores and try to make a determination of whether those articles are legal. Did they meet entry requirements when they came into the U.S.? And in that way, we're sort of a safety net for product that may have entered the U.S. illegally, whether that was intentional or not. As a result of that, we may end up causing or initiating a recall for product, or a determination may be made that the product is fine and is good to go. So those of you in the retail business, you may see our people come in. Typically we're not announced, but you may have experienced an inspection. And what that's about is trying to keep the food source safe, not just for people, but for the animals and plants here in the U.S.
So thank you, John. John has been a good friend for our Oriental Food Association for a while. So I think you remember that a couple of years ago, there's bird flus, in the Asian countries, and then that during the Moon Festival, we have to have the moon cake to share, to celebrate with our family members. So at that time, we seek a lot of opinion from John about how are we going to import, the moon cake with the egg yolk to our Bay Area. And then during that time, John has given us a lot of opinion and information. Then we set up, all different documents like a certificate of origin and also those site of sanctuary certificate, those things. Then to prove that, those mooncake we are importing from Asian countries to US, have been, compliant for some food safety regulations and to be safe, to be imported and selling in the Bay Area. So Oriental Food Association has been, established this kind of communication with the USDA. If any members in our industry, raising some kind of a question, how are we going to import the food products into the US, and how should we, to getting some kind of information in advance from the government agencies, then we can serving as a role to talk to and to communicate with the USDA. So, and now we would like to, pass the time to the Ms. Barbara Kesson from the FDA. So she will talk to us about the regulation and price management of FDA too.
Thank you, Billy. And can you hear me in the back? Is that good? All right. I'm going to get close to the mic. And I do appreciate the Oriental Food Association for giving us this opportunity to talk. I am the district director of the San Francisco district. This is a field office for the Food and Drug Administration, and there are 20 field offices total in the United States. I report into a group known as the Office of Regulatory Affairs, which is just one division of the Food and Drug Administration. I want to talk a little bit about what we do and what we're about here in San Francisco, and I think where I can start and say is my organization, my office, all about partnerships. We are a regulatory agency. We enforce the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, but we can't enforce this alone. And the bottom line is we need everyone's help. We need industry's help. I need my state and local partners' help in the regulatory arena. I'm going to use spinach as an example, but let me first just give you some statistics. Essentially, I have 141 folks in my staff.